Students, Indu Sharma presenting to you the lesson Mata Ka Anchal. The writer is Shiv Pujan Sahay for class 10th course A student, chapter 1. Shiv Pujan Sahay ji was born in the year 1893 in village Unwas, Shila Bhojpur, Bihar. His childhood name was Bholanath. After passing the 10th examination, he did the job of copycat in the court of Banaras. Later, he became a teacher of Hindi. Due to the effect of the non-cooperation movement, he resigned from the government job. Shri Shiv Pujan Sahay ji was a very popular and respected person among the writers of his time. He edited many prestigious magazines like Jagran, Himalaya, Madhuri, Balak, etc. Along with this, he was the editorial board of the prestigious Hindi magazine Matwala. देहाती दुनिया, ग्राम सुधार, वे दिन वे लोग, स्मृति शेष, etc. are their memorials. A dozen of his poets' work have been published. His complete work are published in 4 volumes of Shiv Pujan Rachnavali. The themes of folk of life and folk of culture are easily found in his works. He died in 1963. Mainly, Shri Shiv Pujan Sahay was the author of poems. Now let us start the lesson Mata Ka Anchal. जहाँ लड़कों का संग तहाँ बाजे मृदंग, जहाँ बूढ़ों का संग तहाँ खर्चे का तंग. The meaning of these lines is that when a man in his youth age, he does not worry so much. So he was a different type of meeting with his friends. Whereas when 4 old peoples meet with each other, with how much difficult they survive, all these things are happening. हमारे पिता तड़के उठकर निबट नहाकर पूजा करने बैठ जाते थे. हम बचपन से ही उनके अंग लगे हुए थे. माता से केवल दूध पीने तक का नाता था, इसीलिए पिता के साथ ही हम भी बाहर की बैठक में ही सोया करते. वह अपने साथ ही हमें उठाते और साथ ही नहला धुलाकर पूजा पर बिठा लेते. हम भभूत का तिलक लगा देने के लिए उनको धिक करने लगते, कुछ हंसकर, कुछ झुंझलाकर और कुछ डांटकर. वह हमारे चौड़े लिलार पर त्रिपुंड कर देते थे. हमारे लिलार में भभूत खूब खुलती थी. सिर में लंबी लंबी जटाएं थी. भभूत रमाने से हम खासे बम्भोला बन जाते थे. Our father used to get up early in the morning, sit down to worship after taking a bath. I was also attached to him since childhood. This means that the writer was closer to his father in compare of his mother. There was a relationship with the mother even after drinking only milk. That's why along with the father, we also used to sleep in the outside meeting yard. He would pick us up along with him as well as bath and wash us and make us sit on worship. I used to encourage him to apply tilak to babut. Tilak of babut means inoculation of the name of Lord Shiva, which is in the form of a powdered ashes. To worship him means that the authors put his father's hand on him. To worship him means that authors put his father's hands on him. They were making gestures to get vaccinated, some laughing, some annoyed, and some scolding. He used to tripund our broad forehead, which means wide forehead. Those three lines, tripund. Tripund means that those three lines, as if the forehead of Shiva, Lord Shiva, appeared to be made of sandalwood or ashes. The babut on their forehead looked very nice. The head had long hairs. He used to become Bam Bam Bhola from babut when he used to babut on his forehead. Means the writer's hairs was a bit long in childhood, and after applying 3 lines of ashes on the forehead, Bam Bam Bola means look like Lord Shiva. पिताजी हमें बड़े प्यार से भोलानाथ कहकर पुकारा करते, पर असल में हमारा नाम था तारकेश्वर नाथ। हम भी उनको बाबूजी कहकर पुकारा करते और माताजी को मैया। Father used to call him as Bholanath with great affection, but actually his name was Tarkeshwar. I also used to call them as Babuji and mother as Maiya. जब बाबूजी रामायण का पाठ करते तब हम उनकी बगल में बैठे बैठे आईने में अपना मुंह निहारा करते थे। जब वह हमारी ओर देखते तब हम कुछ लज्जाकर और मुस्कुराकर आईना नीचे रख देते थे। वह भी मुस्कुरा पड़ते थे। When Babuji was reciting Ramayana, I used to sit next to him and stare at our face in the mirror. When he looked at me, I used to put down the mirror with some shy expressions and smile. He used to smile too. पूजा पाठ कर चुकने के बाद वह राम राम लिखने लगते। अपनी एक रामनामा बही पर 1000 राम नाम लिखकर वह उसे पाठ करने की पोथी के साथ बांध कर रख देते। After he had finished worshipping, he started writing Ram Ram on one of his Ram Nam books. He would keep it tied with a book of recitation by writing the names of 1,000 Rams. फिर explanation. Students, in these lines, the author is talking about his mother and father here. The author is talking about his father and mother here. The author has some special attachment to his father. That is why in the days of childhood, the writer's morning used to start only of his father's activities. Every work that his father used to do, the writer was also involved in it. The father of the writer was a man of religious nature, and he liked to call the author also by the name of Lord Shiva Bholanath. फिर 500 बार कागज के छोटे छोटे टुकड़ों पर राम नाम लिखकर आटे की गोलियों में लपेटते और इन गोलियों को लेकर गंगा जी की ओर चल पड़ते थे. Then 500 times on small pieces of paper, Ram's name was written on small pieces of paper and wrapped in balls of flour, and carrying those tablets used to walk towards Ganga Ji. उस समय भी हम उनके कंधे पर विराजमान रहते थे. जब वह गंगा में एक एक आटे की गोलियां फेंक कर मछलियों को खिलाने लगते, तब भी हम उनके कंधे पर ही बैठे बैठे हंसा करते थे. जब वह मछलियों को चारा देकर घर की ओर लौटने लगते, तब बीच रास्ते में झुके हुए पेड़ों की डालों पर हमें बिठाकर झूला झुलाते थे. Even at that time, I used to sit on his shoulder when he started feeding the fish by throwing balls of flour one by one in the Ganges. I used to laugh sitting on his shoulder. When he started returning home after giving feed to the fish, he used to make us swing by making us sit on the branches of insulin tree in the middle of the way. कभी कभी बाबूजी हमसे कुश्ती भी लड़ते. वह शिथिल होकर हमारे बल को बढ़ावा देते और हम उनको पछाड़ देते थे. यह उतान पड़ जाते और हम उनकी छाती पर चढ़ जाते थे. जब हम उनकी लंबी लंबी मूछें उखाड़ने लगते, तब वह हंसते हंसते हमारे हाथों को मूछों से छुड़ाकर उन्हें चूम लेते थे. फिर जब हमसे खट्टा और मीठा चुम्मा मांगते, तब हम बारी बारी कर अपनी बायां और दाहिना गाल उनके मुंह की ओर फेर देते थे. Sometimes Babuji used to fight with us too. He would loosely promote our strength and I used to beat him. He would quietly let down by I would rise climb on his chest. When I started to pluck his long mustache, then he used to laugh and kiss me by removing our hands from the mustache. Then I asked for sweet and then he asked for sweet and sour kisses. I used to turn our left and right cheeks towards his mouth alternately. बाएं का खट्टा चुम्मा लेकर जब वह दाहिने का मीठा चुम्मा देने लगते, तब अपनी दाढ़ी या मूछ हमारे कोमल गालों पर गड़ा देते थे। हम झुंझलाकर उनकी मूछें नोचने लगते थे। इस पर वह बनावटी रोना रोने लगते और हम अलग खड़े खड़े खिलखिलाकर हंसने लग जाते थे। Taking a sour kiss on the left when he started taking a sweet kiss on the right, he used to bury his beard or mustache on our tender cheeks. I used to get annoyed and again started plucking his mustache. On this, I would cry artificially and I used to stand I used to stand apart and start laughing. When उनके साथ हंसते हंसते जब हम घर आते, तब उनके साथ ही हम भी चौके पर खाने बैठते थे। वह हमें अपने ही हाथ से फूल के कटोरे में गोरस और भात सान कर खिलाते। जब हम खा कर अफर जाते, तब मैया थोड़ा और खिलाने के लिए हट करती थी। वह बाबूजी से कहने लगती, आप तो 4-4 दाने के कोर बच्चे के मुंह में देते हैं। इससे वह थोड़ा खाने पर भी समझ लेता है कि हम बहुत खा गए। आप खिलाने का ढंग नहीं जानते, बच्चे को भर मुंह कौर खिलाना चाहिए। When we came home laughing with him, I used to sit with him to eat at the square. He used to feed us with his own hand, kneading goras and rice. Goras means goras and bhat, that means the cow's milk and rice in a bowl of flowers. When I went to feel that my stomach is full after eating, the mother used to insist on feeding a little more. She used to say to Babuji, you keep on going 4 grains means like little bites in the mouth of the child. With this, even after eating a little, he understands that he has eaten a lot. You do not know how to feed the child should be fed mouthful. Explanation. In these lines, the love of father and son has been displayed in a very simple way. The example of the author's natural language is such that every child will remember his childhood by reading the love games of father and son. This lines means that वह शिथिल होकर हमारे बल को बढ़ावा देते और हम उनको पछाड़ देते थे. These lines means that the author's fathers lay down and in tired in the game and pretend to be defeated so that the author's enthusiasm to play with his father remained. फूल के कटोरे में गोरस और भात सान कर खिलाते थे जब हम खाकर अफर जाते. That means गोरस and bhat means cow's milk and rice. To go afar that may after eating means to pretend to be full by eating. Mostly children pretend like these things after when he started to their food. जब खाएगा बड़े बड़े कौर तब पाएगा दुनिया में ठौर. According to these lines, the mother want to say to his child, when his child has been eaten enough food, only then he can understand the difference between the good and bad things and can make his place in his world only with his intelligence and strengthness. देखिए मैं खिलाती हूँ मर्दुए, क्या जाने कि बच्चों को कैसे खिलाना चाहिए, और मेहतारी के हाथ से खाने पर बच्चों का पेट भी भरता है. Look, she said, look, I eat. The man doesn't know. देखिए मैं खिलाती हूँ. I started to feed him. Look, the man doesn't knows how to feed the children, and eating from the hands of mother also fills the stomach of the children. Saying this, यह कहकर वह थाली में दही भात सांती और अलग अलग तोता, मैना, कबूतर, हंस, मोर आदि के बनावटी नाम से कौर बनाकर यह कहते हुए खिलाती जाती कि जल्दी खा लो, नहीं तो उड़ जाएंगे. पर हम उन्हें इतनी जल्दी उड़ा जाते थे कि उड़ने का मौका नहीं मिलता था. Saying this, she used to eat curd and rice in the plate and feed to me with different names of parrot, myna, pigeon, swan, peacock, etc. and said that finish it fast, otherwise they fly away very soon. But I used to fly them so fast that I did not get a chance to fly them. जब हम बनावटी चिड़ियों को चट कर जाते थे तब बाबूजी कहने लगते, अच्छा अब तुम राजा हो, जाओ खेलो। When I used to finish all the artificial birds, then Babuji used to say, well, now you are the king, go play, go and play. बस हम उठकर उछलने कूदने लगते थे। फिर रस्सी से बंधा हुआ काठ का घोड़ा लेकर नंग धड़ंग बाहर गली में निकल जाते थे। Then I got up and started jumping and jumping. Then, with a wooden horse tied with a rope, I used to go out in the street without clothes. जब कभी मैया हमें अचानक पकड़ पाती तब हमारे लाख छटपटाने पर भी एक चुल्लू कड़वा तेल हमारे सिर पर डाल देती थी। हम रोने लगते और बाबूजी उस पर बिगड़ खड़े होते, पर वह हमारे सिर में तेल बोतकर हमें उपटकर ही छोड़ती थी। Whenever mother could catch me suddenly, she used to pour a handful of bitter oil on our head even after our lacquering. Means he tried a lot to through his mother's hand, but he can't. I would starting crying and Babuji would get upset over her. But she used to leave us boiled. She used to leave us totally, pouring oil on our heads. Then she used to put a फिर हमारी नाभि और लिलार में काजल की बिंदी लगाकर चोटी गूंथती और उसमें फूलदार लट्टू बांधकर रंगीन कुर्ता टोपी पहना देती थी। हम खासे कन्हैया बनकर बाबूजी की गोद में सिसकते सिसकते बाहर आते थे। Then she used to put a dot of kajal on our navel and forehead, wave a ponytail and tie a flowery top in my head and wear a colorful kurta cap. I used to come out sobbing in Babuji's lap as Krishna. बाहर आते ही हमारी बाट जोहने वाला बालकों का एक झुंड मिल जाता था। हम उन खेल के साथियों को देखते ही सिसकना भूलकर बाबूजी की गोद से उतर पड़ते और अपने हमजोलियों के दल में मिलकर तमाशे करने लग जाते थे। As soon as I came out, a bunch of boys were waiting for us. As soon as I saw the comrades, means as my friends, forgetting to sob, I used to get down from Babuji's lap and started making spectacles together with a team of friends. तमाशे भी ऐसे वैसे नहीं, तरह तरह के नाटक। चबूतरे का एक कोना ही नाटक घर बनता था। बाबूजी जिस छोटी चौकी पर बैठकर नहाते थे वही रंगमंच बनती थी। उसी पर सरकंडे के खंभों पर कागज का चंदोवा तानकर मिठाइयों की दुकान लगाई जाती। उसमें चिलम के खोचे पर कपड़ों के थालों में ढेले के लड्डू। The games are not like this, different types of dramas. Only one corner of the platform used to be a playhouse. The small chowki on which Babuji used to take a bath the same theatre would become. On the same paper, on the pillar of the reeds, a sweet shop would be set by stretching a sheet of paper. Chandoa means a cover sheet. A sheet of paper in it. Laddus of lumps in cloth platters on the sills of the chilam. Chilam means like in the ancient time, the peoples used to hookah that we call chilam. चिलम के खोजों पर कपड़ों के तालों में ढेले के लड्डू, पत्तों की पूरी कचौरी, गीली मिट्टी की जलेबियां, फूटे घड़े के टुकड़ों के बताशे आदि मिठाइयां सजाई जाती। ठीकरों के पटखरे और दस्ते के छोटे छोटे टुकड़ों के पैसे बनते। हम ही लोग खरीदार और हम ही लोग दुकानदार। बाबूजी भी 2-4 गोरखपुरिये पैसे खरीद लेते थे। पूरी कचौरीज as of leaves, jalebis made of wet clay, sweet made of pieces of a broken pitcher, etc. were decorated. Fine pieces of shards and small pieces of junk make coins. We are the buyers and we are the shopkeepers. Babuji also used to buy 2 or 4 Gorakhpuriya's coins. थोड़ी देर में मिठाई की दुकान बढ़ाकर हम लोग घरौंदा बनाते थे। धूल की मेड़ दीवार बनती और तिनकों का छप्पर, दातुन के खंबे, दिया सलाई की पेटियों के किवाड़, घड़े के मोहड़े की चूल्हा चक्की, दिए की कढ़ाई और बाबूजी की पूजा थाली, पूजा वाली आचमनी कलछी बनती थी। After a while, we used to build house by expanding the sweet shop. A wall of dust would become a wall and thatch of straw. The poles of the cleaning teeth stick, the doors of the matchboxes and stove mill of the pitcher, the cauldron of the lamp, and the small spoon used to worship Babuji for as a big spoon. We used to prepare food. पानी के घी, धूल के पिसान और बालू की चीनी से हम लोग ज्योनार तैयार करते थे। We used to prepare food with water as ghee, dust granules, and sand sugar. हम ही लोग ज्योनार करते और ज्योनार means the food. हम ही लोग ज्योनार करते और हम ही लोगों की ज्योनार बैठती थी। We used to eat and we used to sit down to eat. That means the children was making the food and some of children are sit to eat the food. जब पंगत बैठ जाती तब बाबूजी भी धीरे से आकर पात के आंत में जीमने के लिए बैठ जाते थे। When the group of children, pangat means the group of children to sit down and started to eat the food, Babuji also came slowly at the end of the row. उनको बैठते देखते ही हम लोग हंसकर और घरौंदा बिगाड़कर भाग चलते थे। On seeing him sitting, we used to run away, laughing and destroying the house. वह भी हंसते हंसते लोटपोट हो जाते और कहने लगते, फिर कब भोज होगा भोलानाथ। He would also laughing and rolling around and started saying, "Then when will be the feast be, Bholanath?" Explanation, students. In this page, the author has drawn our attention of some such children's game in a rural setting, which is very different from today's time. At the time, at that time, in those days, children did not have any special toys. With their understanding, they knew how to use the useless things of the house, and by playing with these things and games, they used to enjoy the happiness of their childhood. So, this is the part 1, the lesson Mata Ka Anchal, and I will presenting you very soon the lesson Mata Ka Anchal part 2. And if you like my video, please share and subscribe. Thank you.